Player ratings then, Brighton 11-2 at the Amex Stadium. What a win, what a result, what a performance by Everton. Really solid, controlled the majority of the game, creating chances, working, battling, and just an overall fantastic performance as Everton are still unbeaten in the Premier League. 2 wins and 1 draw for Raphael Benitez's side. Absolutely fantastic. And I said it in the instant match reaction, not to get too carried away, but some of the football we played today was the best football I've seen Everton play in quite a while. And I know it's only 3 games in, and I know we shouldn't get too excited and we shouldn't get too, overconfident, but I thought we played really well today. So anyway, let's dive straight in to my player ratings. In goal, Jordan Pickford. I'm going to give Jordan an 8.5. Thought he was really solid today. Didn't have an awful lot to do. He did have a couple of saves to make. There was a couple of times when Brighton attacked down that side and forced Jordan into making a decision. 1 free kick, which obviously was taken by by Brighton, when it ended up going underneath the goal, and Jordan made a really clever save. Actually, it doesn't look that good of a save when you see it first, but when you see it on the replay and you see how clever the free kick is, it's actually a really good save. The ball's moving as well. Again, he made a couple of big saves as well from corners coming in, balls coming into the box, and he dealt with them really well. So nothing massively that troubled Jordan today, but there was a couple of half chances that Brighton had that could have put Everton in trouble, and I think Jordan Pickford dealt with them brilliantly. So Jordan gets an 8.5 today. Really solid performance by him, and dealt with everything that he needed to deal with really well. Luca Dean, then I'm giving Luca Dean an 8. Again, really good performance by Luca Dean going forward. Corner kicks, he probably could do a little bit better with, let's be honest, but overall play, getting forward, getting into good areas, putting the ball in the box, causing issues for Brighton. Defensively as well, I thought he was really solid today. Dealt with everything he needed to deal with. Yes, Brighton got through on a couple of occasions, but for the majority of the game, Everton dealt with Brighton really well in the defensive sense, and getting forward. I thought Luca Dean was always a constant threat. Some nice little bits of play down that left hand side that he was involved in, and I thought it was a really solid performance by him today. So Luca Dean is getting an 8. Michael Keane, I've actually given Michael Keane an 8 as well. Do you know what? Listen, we're all the first to, to have a go at Michael Keane when he makes mistakes. We're all first to sit here and criticise him when he does something that he shouldn't be doing. Whereas today, I thought he was really solid. Yes, Everton looked a little bit susceptible to conceding opportunities with corners coming in, as we know. Everton really needs to work on that aerial presence, especially when Yeti Mina isn't in the team. But considering Michael Keane has looked shaky in recent weeks, I actually thought he put in a really decent performance today. Dealt with pretty much everything that come his way. There was a couple of opportunities where the ball fell to him in the box, and he just dealt with it really well, got the ball away. A couple of blocks he put in as well. Thought it was a really solid performance by Michael Keane today, so he is getting an 8. Likewise with Mason Holgate, he gets an 8 as well. Again, when the team news come out at 2 o'clock, I was certainly, one of many Evertonians, I can only assume, that was sort of worried for that centre-back partnership, Michael Keane and Yeti Mina, because we spoke a number of times. We spoke after the Southampton game about how, for me personally, they just don't seem to work. There's just not enough confidence. There's not enough responsibility. There doesn't seem to be enough leadership in that partnership. Whereas I think the pair of them today, including Mason Holgate, were really solid. Now, granted, Brighton didn't massively threaten us. They had a couple of half chances. But like I said, other than a 10 or 15 minute spell at the start of the game, Everton were in control of the game for the majority of it. But there was a couple of occasions that Mason Holgate was throwing his body on the way, throwing himself in front of shots, controlling the ball really well, and it was just a really solid professional performance by Mason. And some might sit there and say, what, players are getting an 8 out of 10 for a performance you would expect. But when you're talking about 2 centre-halves who have really looked like they've struggled over the last couple of weeks, when they put a performance in like today, it'll do them both the world of confidence. So for me, Mason gets an 8 as well. Like I said, similar to Michael Keane, everything that fell to him, he dealt with the majority of the time anyway, certainly in that second half. And there was a couple of times when he threw his body in the way, and he done really well doing that. So Mason gets an 8. Seamus Coleman gets an 8.5 again today. Seamus showing his experience up here. Obviously winning the penalty. Really nice ball thread through by Alan, and Seamus just does what you would expect any player to do in that situation. Leans into the defender, goes over and wins the penalty, and that puts Everton obviously 2-0 up, and at that point it was game, set and match, wasn't it really? But for the rest of the game, I thought Seamus put in, like I said, a really solid performance. Was getting forward, again throwing balls into the box, trying to get involved with the chances created. There was a couple of times when he found himself in good areas on the edge of the box, and you're sort of thinking, shoot. He had one in the first half where he dives in the box, and you're thinking, just lace your foot through it. Let's have one of those Seamus Coleman moments where you lace one into the back of the net and we're all up in arms. But he didn't. He tried to cut it across the box, and unfortunately there was nobody there to put the ball in the back of the net. But listen, again, like I said, really solid performance by Seamus today. Thought he done really well, and again, showed that on his day he can be an asset to this football club. Yes, we do still need to go out and buy a right back, before the window shuts, because Seamus isn't going to be able to do that for another 35 games. But today I thought he was really, really solid. So he is getting an 8.5 as well. Abdoulaye Doucouré similarly gets an 8.5. Really solid performance in midfield again. The thing I was most impressed with today, other than our the football at times, which I think was really, really impressive from this Everton side, the desire and the commitment today was absolutely spot on. From minute 1 to minute 90, other than, like I said, a 5-10 minute spell where we couldn't really get the possession of the ball at the start of the game, we were everywhere today, and Abdoulaye Doucouré was a massive part of that. Every time we didn't have the ball, he was out there trying to seek it, trying to get it back, trying to win it back, got himself into a couple of really good positions. Obviously probably should have done better, certainly the one in the first half I think he should have done better with. Ultimately he finds himself with the ball and the goalkeeper off his line, and I think he just tries to lace it into the top corner like he did against Southampton and have his rocket moments again, but unfortunately the ball goes wide. And he had one obviously in the second half where he finds himself in the box, and it's actually the right idea by Abdoulaye Doucouré, because what he tries to do is he tries to go to the keeper's right, where the keeper would have been less expecting than to curl it round them, but unfortunately the keeper makes a decent save. I actually thought Brighton's goalkeeper Sanchez had a decent game today, but Abdoulaye Doucouré, like I said, absolutely everywhere again. Fantastic performance. He is getting an 8.5. Alan, man of the match for me, 9.5 in the midfield, 9.5. Some people have probably criticised me for not giving him a 10. I'll reserve the 10s at this point for the Merseyside derby win, hopefully. But no, Alan was amazing again today. Brilliant last week against Leeds. Really dominant performance against Leeds. And I seem to be one of few Evertonians that thought he was really, really good against Southampton as well. That's 3 games now, 3 out of 3 for Alan, where he's looked absolutely exceptional at the start of the season. And this is the Alan that, we want to see. This is the Alan performances that we need to see as Evertonians. Obviously, he had a bad injury last season, and I don't think he ever really come back the same. He was absolutely fantastic before the injury. He got injured, and I think he was sort of rushed back into the team because we didn't really have anybody else, and we were desperate to bring him back in, and I think he come back in when he was still struggling a little bit. He wasn't up to match fitness. He said it himself. He said it's really, really difficult to get back to that match sharpness when you've been out for so long injured. Obviously he went away at the end of the season. He's had a pre-season with Everton, and he's looked absolutely immense in this opening first 3 games of the season. He's looked absolutely brilliant, and today he was everywhere, picking the ball up, nicking the ball off Brighton players when they were getting into dangerous areas, getting forward, driving the ball forward. I just thought he was really, really good today. So Alan is getting a 9.5 for me. Andros Townsend gets an 8 again. Really solid performance by Andros Townsend. Really, really solid performance by him. Wasn't massively involved going forward. There was a couple of times when the ball got cut across the box and he just couldn't get on the end of it. But I think his desire, his commitment and his work rate today was second to none. This lad loves playing for Everton Football Club, absolutely loves it. And yes, I'm sure he'll frustrate us at times this season when he gets the ball in a good area and he can't quite convert the shot. But forgetting that, it was the 87th minute or something. He'd been playing for 85 minutes. He'd been unlucky, in not scoring. And he's throwing challenges in on the edge of our box, defensive challenges, working hard, getting himself back, doing his bit defensively as well. Thought he was excellent today. Work rate is second to none by Andros Townsend. Disappointing, obviously, in terms of his chances, but work rate is second to none. I thought he was brilliant, so he is getting an 8. Damari Gray gets a 9. The lad's electric. Said it in the instant match reaction. You can talk to me all you want about Cristiano Ronaldo going to Man United, Lukaku going to Chelsea, Grealish going to City. 1.5 million for Damari Gray. That's ridiculous, mate. Bayer Leverkusen must be watching Everton now going, what have we done here? That lad is absolutely electric. Another fantastic goal for him in an Everton shirt this afternoon. Really, really good bit of play. Drives down the left-hand side into the box and cuts a really, really good shot across the goalkeeper to make it 1-0. And like I said, all afternoon he worked hard, he battled, he was getting forward, he was trying to create chances. There was a couple of times when he cut the ball across, and unfortunately there just wasn't an Everton shirt on the end of it. A couple of really good moves from him on the edge of the box as well, and he just couldn't quite curl it into the back of the net. But again today, I just thought he was excellent, absolutely excellent. Not only was he on the score sheet again, but similar to Leeds, forgetting the goal, and taking the goal away from it for a second, his overall performance was very, very good today. Very, very, very good. And yeah, again, what a bargain he seemed out to be. £1.5 million. You're having me on, mate. That lad is immense, absolutely immense, and he was brilliant today. And again, similar with Townsend, taking away his goal or the chances that he's creating or the impact, the positive impact he's having on the team in regards to his ability, his desire and his commitment is up there. The old phrase, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. This lad is very talented, but also works very, very hard as well, which is the perfect combination, of course. So Damari Gray is getting a 9. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I'm going to give Dom an 8.5. Obviously, he converted the penalty brilliantly. Again, really, really nice penalty. Stepped up and showed why he absolutely should be our penalty taker. Fantastic penalty. And he worked hard. He worked hard today. Give him his due for Dom. He battled. He was getting about the pitch. He was throwing himself about. Maybe he should have had a second goal then, but it would have been his first goal in the first half when Alan plays a lovely flick behind him and Dom takes the shot and it just goes wide. But he's playing with an injury. You could see that he went off today. You could see he seemed uncomfortable. Dom's been playing with a toe injury now for a couple of weeks, and to say that he scored 3 goals in 3 games and 2 fantastically well taken penalties, I think he's playing really, really well. He's battling hard. He's getting in the right areas. He's making the defenders, lives difficult, and he's getting on the score sheet as well. So there's not much more you can ask for. Ideally, he wouldn't go away with England, and he'd stay at Finch Farm and recover from his injury. But what can you do? Great performance by Dom again today. And then Richarlison, I've given Richie a 7.5. Look, obviously we had the penalty situation. I don't want to talk too much about it because, I don't really want to bring too much light to it because, let's be honest, it was a nonsense situation. Richie wants to take the penalty. He was adamant to take it. I said in the instant match reaction, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter afterwards saying, oh, this means Richarlison wants out. This means he wants to leave. This, that and the other. Maybe it just means that he wants to take the penalty, score and celebrate with the Evertonians and kiss the badge, or maybe, do the pigeon and show that he just wants to be here. Maybe it was the complete opposite. Maybe he desperately wanted the penalty because he desperately wanted to score and show the football club and us as fans that he wants to continue on at the football club. But it's not great. It isn't great. It's not very professional. And, again, the penalty takers have decided before the game, and obviously, Richarlison will have known that and should have known that, Dominic Calvert-Lewin takes the penalties. That's it, no issue. And Dom obviously would have stepped up and taken it. So not really a massive fan of the handbag, but I also don't think it's this massive issue that we need to sit here and talk about for very long. He wanted the penalty. Great leadership by Townsend and Seamus Coleman to go over there and take the ball off him and say, no, Dom's the penalty taker, Dom's taking it. And then Richarlison was all happy after the penalty went in. As you would have expected, he was straight over there and one of the first to celebrate with Dom. So again, I'm giving him a 7.5. Thought he worked hard today, thought he battled, worked well, got himself into a couple of nice areas. Had a shot in the first half, of course, which went over the bar. But he worked hard today. He wasn't massively involved, obviously. Would have been nice to have seen him get on the score sheet, to have seen what his reaction would have been. But, like I said, worked hard, tirelessly. And that's what you get from Richarlison. And I think Richarlison will be one of, again, I think Raphael Benitez will really, really like Richarlison as a player because he gives exactly what Raphael Benitez wants. Defensive cover, he's always back, he's always helping out, he's working hard, he's battling, he's throwing himself in front of balls, he's challenging for the ball, he's just a top, he's a worker, isn't he? He's a workhorse, he battles, he works really hard. So, decent performance by him today. We've seen better, but he worked hard and ultimately, look, we got the win. So, and then on to the substitute bench then. Alex Iwobi, I've given Alex Iwobi an 8. I thought he was electric when he come on, to be perfectly honest with you. I thought he was absolutely electric, getting about the pitch, creating chances. One at the end of the game where he just ran with the ball for about 15 minutes and he couldn't take it off him. Probably should have shot and had a shot at goal, but he didn't. Got a couple of shots off at goal, which unfortunately never led to a goal. But I think Alex Iwobi started the season really, really well this season, and I think he continued that today, working hard, getting the ball. He just looks confident, doesn't he? He looks like he's enjoying himself. He looks like he's had an arm around him by the manager and told, look, you can do a lot better than what you're doing at the moment, so go out and show it. And he is showing it at the moment. I thought he'd come on and made a real impact, so he is getting an 8. And then Andre Gomez is getting a 7. Again, likewise, come on, done his job, couple of really nice passes, one really good ball over the top to Alex Iwobi at the end of the game, but just showed the game up. Really professional substitution, professional performance by Andre Gomez, and yeah, thought he done what he needed to do. Don't think there was a third substitution. I I might have missed one. If I have, let me know and I'll rate them in the comments. But I don't think we made a third substitution. And then Raphael Benitez. Rafa's getting a 9.5 for me today. As I said before, I'm not going to sit here and get carried away. But some of the football we played today, some of the passages of play down that left-hand side, down the right-hand side, was some of the best football I've seen Everton play in a long time. Right substitutions at the right time, bringing an Alex Iwobi on to run a tired Brighton defenders is spot on. And he's got the players working tirelessly for him. He's got the players working hard, battling, showing that desire, showing that commitment, but also creating about 45 billion chances a game. And yes, we could be a little bit more clinical, and yes, we could do with converting a few more of them, but when you convert enough of them, i.e. 2, and you go and win the game 2-0 against a Brighton side who are full of confidence coming into it unbeaten, can't really ask for more, can you? So massive win. Up the toffees. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with my player ratings? If so, let me know. If you don't, let me know what yours would be down below as well. Big thanks for watching. If you could hit that like button, it would mean a massive amount to me. If you could subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, that would be fantastic. Leave a like if you've enjoyed it. Big thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues. Get in, up the toffees. See you after.